So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a Montreal Canadiens fan, you bring up the name of Gaston Gingras, a lot of things are going to come to mind. Bad defensive player, comeback kid, big booming shot, baby bull, probably has started more bar fights back in the 80s and 90s than any other Montreal Canadian. Some people believed he cost Montreal more games than he won. Other people believed he couldn't have won the cup in 86 without him because he scored some big goals in his comeback with the Habs. So today we're going to talk about the baby bull himself, Gaston Reginald Yolande Gingras, better known as Gaston Gingras. Now, when you say you're from Témiscamingue, you have to be tough. Témiscamingue, Quebec. And he was born there February 13, 1959, 6 feet 190, a very, very fast-moving defenseman. Now, he never expected to play hockey until the age of 7. That's when he convinced his mother, Alva, that if his best buddy could play, then he would play too. And she decided to listen to her beloved son and get the necessary equipment for both boys. Now, in 74, he came to heavy prominence with the North Bay Trappers of the OPJHL, and then went on to a distinguished career in the OMJHL with Kitchener over 3 seasons, then with the Hamilton Finn Cups in 78. Now, this drew the attention of the WHA's Birmingham Bulls. He decided to join Birmingham as an underage player in the 1978-79 season. Now, the Baby Bulls, probably one of the best youth corps of the modern era. Ladies and gentlemen, get this. Gingras, Michel Goulet, Rick Vive, Craig Hartsburg, Rob Ramage, Pat Reagan, and Keith Crowder, plus other young players. Now, after the 79-89 season, the WHA merged with the NHL. Now, the merger included New England, Quebec, Winnipeg, and Edmonton. Because Birmingham wasn't taken in, his NHL rights were independent. Now, because he could re-enter the draft as an underage player, he was only, I think, 20 at the time. Gingras was eventually drafted by the Habs. Although he's not picked on in the second round and was 27 overall, he was Montreal's first pick, ahead of players like Matt Slasson, Guy Carbonneau, and Rick Wamsley. And we still look at the 79 draft, which led to the 86 Cup, directly and indirectly. We'll get that in a second. Now, playing first with the Nova Scotia Vergers of the AHL, he joined the Habs in the 1980 season. Now, he played 4 seasons at the Montreal Forum alongside players such as Larry Robinson, Bob Gainey, Guy Lafleur, and Steve Shutt. He was eventually traded to the Leafs, where he played with them for 2.5 seasons. Now, Toronto gave up on him after the 85 season, and Montreal brought him back in the fold in 84-85 with the Sherbrooke Canadiens. And the comeback kid, as we're calling it a comeback, he played with the baby Habs. Now, he was sent to Montreal's farm team. Now, during this time, Gingras emerged as a viable defenseman, finally, after many years being more shot and offense, and more offense and defense. Now, with the 84-85 squad, with Patrick Roy, Richer, Brian Scrugglin, Rick Natras, amongst others, they won the Calder Cup. Now, for the 86 season, he returned to the Habs and played a big part of their Stanley Cup winning squad, especially against Calgary. He scored one of the biggest playoff goals for Montreal in that season with the comeback in Game 2, which eventually led to Scrugglin's goal. Overtime goal that decided the series pretty much. 87, he had a very good offensive output, 45 points in 66 games. But 88, he basically found himself out of the Montreal's good graces and eventually ended up with St. Louis for 2 campaigns. Now, at the end of the 89 season, these NHL years were pretty well done. He eventually ended up with EHL Biel of the NLA, played with Nagano as well, and played in Italy over 4 seasons in the Level 1 and Level 2 league. But in 95, he tried to make another comeback with the Habs. He returned to Canada for the Frankton Habs, where he was a player coach for 2 seasons, where he eventually retired. Now, he also did play with the Chesapeake Icebreakers of the ECHL. in their final season. As a thank you to the squad, he had a good connection with Chesapeake. So 3 goals with the Canadian program. First as a high draft pick, then as a number 5 defenseman, then as a player coach, and eventually became one of the most respected players in AHL and NHL history for the Habs of the 80s and 90s. So NHL totals: 235 points in 476 games, 61 goals, and 24 big playoff points, including 6 goals in the playoffs. So that's the many lives of Gaston Gingras. But here's where it continues. He still plays with the NHL old-timers every once in a while. He also helps run clinics to help youth players, and he was well known for his great Sunday camps at Dollar des Ormeaux, Quebec. Now, in that 2007, he went to Northern Canada to help younger Inuit players develop their hockey skills. He also helped train young players in the Montreal Canadiens Hockey School in the Complexe Sportif Belle in Brossard. Now, Gingras is also the father of Sebastien Gingras, a defenseman and member of the 2014 Union College National Division Men's Hockey Championship squad. He's also the uncle of Olympian and very talented figure skater Jennifer Robinson. So Gingras' many lives in hockey, on and off the ice, are tremendous. Even though the missed slap shots almost killed people back in the early 80s, he finally calmed down as a player, and we couldn't have won the Cup in 86 without him, in my personal opinion. And a lot of people agree. He's the comeback kid, ladies and gentlemen. He's got the cup ring to prove it. Thanks for listening. Bye.